BPs or whatever coding standards, if you want to improve with these sessions, all this stuff, we should have a series of workshops and interaction between experts and students. So in this process, we started the experts speaking for different domains. So this is the background of story. So in this regards, I welcome you, sir. I request Bhuvana to give a introduction of speaker so that quickly we'll start the session.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, one and all. I, Miss M.V. Bhuvaneshwari, a volunteer of IEEE CS Vizag Bay section, take the privilege to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Kumar Raja, PR, Reva University, Bangalore, for the expert lecture on current trends in artificial intelligence. Welcome, sir. Dr. Kumar Raja is experienced associate professor with a demonstrated history of working in Sri Vidyaniketan Engineering College, one of the top engineering colleges in India. He was skilled in RapidMiner and Tableau. He is also a strong educational professional with a master's degree focused in SACA from National Institute of Technology, Karnataka. Welcome, sir, and I thank you for taking this initiation, which was given from IEEE Computer Society Vizag Bay section. Welcome, sir. Please take over the session.
Thank you. Thank you for the nice introduction.
And I request Kumar Raja, please start your session.
Yeah. So first of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Satish sir for providing me this opportunity to deliver a lecture on current trends in artificial intelligence. So I'd like to thank IEEE Vizag Bay chapter as well. So for choosing me as a resource person for this wonderful program. So it's a good initiative by IEEE, and with this kind of initiations, like initiatives taken by IEEE, many of the experts from all over India can share their thoughts with the students, and what is happening so can be deliberated to all the participants. So let's go to our topic today. Like I'd like to discuss on current trends in artificial intelligence today now. Now, before I start, what is artificial intelligence and why the artificial intelligence has become a buzzing word nowadays? Okay. Now, this will be my flow of presentation. Like I'll start with the definition and current trends. So, and in that one case study kind of thing, learning. So how a learning is done at the machine level, and I'll discuss about self-supervised learning, and finally I'll conclude that. Right? Hope I'm audible, Dr. Satish.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for confirming. Yeah. So, like to define artificial intelligence, there are so many definitions are available. Like you can see, I have quoted two examples. So here, the ability of a digital computer or computer-controlled robot to perform tasks commonly associated with intelligent beings, right? Now, so before we go in deep, or otherwise before we start our discussion about artificial intelligence, first of all, let me ask you a question like, why do we require artificial intelligence? Or otherwise, in other words, I can quote like, do we really need machines to be intelligent enough to think like human beings? So if I ask that question, or otherwise if you ask me that question, definitely I'll answer right, yes, it is required nowadays. So because of the technology being evolved, so now we could see robots everywhere. Like robots means intelligent systems everywhere. Like I can say, nowadays robots are performing surgeries as well, right? Of course, there is a $1 million question like how far the robots are performing accurately, or like when a critical situation comes, like whenever a senior surgeon takes a decision, that kind of spontaneous decision can be taken by a robot or not. There's a $1 million question all the time. Okay, so now if we look at the intelligent systems, like why do we require intelligence to our systems? Mean if our systems are intelligent enough to take a decision, then it can take the decision accordingly depending upon the situation, and it will act accordingly, right? So this is a simple definition, like the ability of a digital computer that can perform the things commonly by applying some intelligence and by applying some common sense as well. Now, in other quotes, like some of the few other authors will define artificial intelligence is the study of how to make computers to do things which, and at the moment, people do better. Okay. Now, so whenever initially in early 1950s and 1960s, whenever robots came into picture, robots are nothing but machines. I can say machines, right? Now, whenever machines came into picture, so why do we invent machines? Mean the first and foremost reason to invent machines are the repeated task that which is being performed by human beings. So after performing the same task for a couple of days or 3 days continuously, or a weekdays or months of time, then obviously and automatically our human beings will get bored of that job, right? So to replace such kind of repeated tasks, okay, so initially machines were being introduced. And to speak about the accuracy in terms of production or productivity, the machines has given improved results, like the output and outcome was very good and very nice. Okay, now whereas artificial intelligence, if we want to talk about artificial intelligence, I think many of you know about Alan Turing, right? Many of you has heard about Alan Turing, right? So Alan Turing, who was the man behind artificial intelligence, like who is the brain, like otherwise, first machine which has been introduced uh, during World War, right? You all know about this Alan Turing, and you have heard about Alan Turing as well, right? Now, uh, why or otherwise, nowadays also there is a test called Turing test. So no machine, no, no machine has cleared that test so far. Okay, because Alan Turing was a mathematician who invented this artificial intelligence, right? So now he has openly said, like whatever or whichever the system or whichever the machine which is capable of clearing Turing test can be declared as a smart intelligent system, right? Smart and intelligent or a robot, right? So this is another kind of imitation game. Of course, you already know about this. In 1950s itself, Alan Turing has a test, right? So now this is the basic introduction and definition of an artificial intelligence, right? Now coming to the next, like current trends of artificial intelligence, right? Now I have mentioned only 5 trends as current trends in artificial intelligence. Now to namely intelligent and hyper automated business processes. So emphasis on responsible AI development. So AI as a tool for global good, and AI and IoT working together, and the emergence of decision intelligence, right? Now to talk about this, so current trends like uh, I have mentioned here, like intelligent and hyper automated business processes. So generally to speak with, so businesses to improve or to increase the business. So nowadays many are using artificial intelligence, right? So now how they can do this? Like the ability to follow basic tasks and routines. So based on smart programming and algorithms. Nowadays, we have plenty of algorithms available with the help of artificial intelligence. So which is becoming very innovative and interesting topic to learn and to evolve. Right now, almost all companies like Dr. SVP from Infosys, he used to say, so we are the second inflection point of AI. Okay, and it graduates from customer AI, so towards enterprise grade AIs, right? So business systems, like earlier, this was not up to that mark. Like when business, even someone has started their business, and how can they improve their business? Okay, so earlier, artificial intelligence, before artificial intelligence, it was simple rule-based learning mechanisms, right? Usually we used to write some rules. Now, after artificial intelligence came into picture, now everything has changed to its learning mechanisms, like artificial intelligence or intelligent machines, right? So now in business, how far it is important is nothing but intelligent automation is an area like where the production of companies will grow on, and just like automated manufacturing, so AI uses AI. The use of AI will increase the automate knowledge work as well, right? Now, coming to emphasis on responsible AI development. So here, I would like to tell you about the big data and era of big data. Already, we have heard about big data and very big data, huge data. Nowadays, we are talking about huge data, right? Now, so because of the depth of that big data, artificial intelligence is reliance on it, right? Now, we have plenty of data, like huge amounts of data we have, but how far we are extracting that useful information from that available huge data is a challenging task nowadays. Now, because of that depth, here artificial intelligence plays a major role, and there is much possibility that can be used, like AI training data sets or models can be used to extract useful information. So more companies recognize this importance of creating AI, and they are conducting so many operations on compliant and ethical manner, such that they can extract some useful information about their customers and their products as well. Right. Now, as a part, like artificial intelligence creates incredible opportunities. Like there are huge, plenty of opportunities nowadays to improve our lives with the help of artificial intelligence and the technology available in front of us. Okay. Now, the increase in data, like I can say, like explainable AI and interpretable machine learning can combinedly form together, and they can be used as a powerful tool to extract the existing data, like extract useful information from the existing data sets. Right. As part of AI as a tool for global good, that is, AI has most frequently been used in optimizing business processes and automate houses, like home automations and smart cities, right? So, however, the biggest challenge here is some experts are being realized the potential of AI-powered models can have the solutions for global issues as well. Like there are so many global issues. If we work together, like the issues are maybe from education system or conservation or healthcare. There are so many issues that which nowadays we are facing that, like global warming or natural resources, how to utilize the natural resources. So these are some issues where you can work on. And to tell you, like recently we gone through a pandemic like COVID-19, right? Now in COVID-19, how far artificial intelligence can predict, or otherwise how we have used, or how enormously artificial intelligence has been utilized to analyze the patient's case history, or otherwise how to predict or how to prevent not to get COVID-19. Like the protocols has been designed, like so many good things are happening at healthcare as well. So much of research is also happening at healthcare. Now, coming to artificial intelligence and IoT working together, like IoT, I think you all know about Internet of Things, so which is nothing but devices have connected together, right? Devices can be of many kinds, like sensors and nodes or etc., right? So they all together are working to collect the data, and at the end, after collecting the data, how we are going to use that data. Okay, now a IoT or an idea of combination of artificial intelligence. So with IoT products is one field. So that is starting to address these pools of unused data. Okay, giving the AI the power to translate that quickly and intelligently, so the outcome has we can achieve the outcome as well. Now, this combination is resulting to a trend that is seen across many industries nowadays. So many industries, and why we are using is where IoT allows connected devices to create and transmit data together. Okay, that is also happening here. Now, coming to the emergence of decision intelligence, like you have already heard about this decision intelligence. Like the one of the newest artificial intelligence concepts that takes many current businesses optimize step by step, right? So, like in other words, I can say business intelligence. Nowadays, BI. So BI is being used everywhere, and even many companies BI is being used. So by which so business intelligence they are going to create so many opportunities for the uh, people, and there are so much of research is also being happened. Okay, now, so this is a brief introduction about the current trends that which are happening nowadays, right? Now, to speak with not only these current areas of artificial intelligence are there, but there are so many broad areas which I have not included here. Like it can be a healthcare, or it can be artificial intelligence in education system, or in smart cities, right? So there are plenty of areas where artificial intelligence is playing a key role. Now, so talking about so learning. So before I start learning, so first of all, can anyone tell me how many types of learnings you have heard so far? Okay, participants are too active, I think.
Direct, indirect participants, I think we have to unmute them.
Okay. No problem, sir. Right. Let them. Okay. Right.
Unmute and talk.
So usually, so learning means you would have heard about supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and semi-supervised learning, right? So nowadays there is another concept called self-supervised learning. So which has been evolved in recent years. Okay, whereas in self-supervised learning, so earlier, just now I said like before artificial intelligence, or otherwise, I could say in other words, why artificial intelligence has become this much buzzword nowadays is. So earlier we used to use rule-based learning mechanisms now. But nowadays, it is self-supervised learning mechanism, which is being used nowadays, right? So self-supervised learning it is being used in everywhere. Like I could say best example like self-driving cars nowadays, right? So Tesla, you have heard about Tesla. So how a Tesla is being self-supervised learning mean? So first of all, the learning makes the system smart, or makes the system intelligent, right? So earlier in previous or before AI, and I could say before self-supervised learning, so supervised learning was one methodology where we used to train our systems. We used to give 70 to 80% of testing data, training data, and later we used to test with 10 to 20%. Whereas unsupervised learning, so based upon the data, it will learn automatically, right? Okay. So, and semi-supervised means it will be a kind of mixed learning, like some kind of supervised and unsupervised learning is involved in supervised learning. But whereas in nowadays, self-supervised learning, so if you have heard like this is AI field where tremendous progress is developing in AI systems nowadays, right? Now, like again, I said that, so massive amounts of data which is being collected. From that data, we are failing to extract that useful information. So that's the reason why before collecting the data, or otherwise at the time of collecting data itself, so our machines has to learn the knowledge, or otherwise mission has to gain the knowledge. So based upon while collecting the data itself. After collecting the data, we are not going to use the data completely. So as which is a evident case, like you already know about it, right? Nowadays we can see there are so many self-learning or self-supervised systems available, like a smart fridge, best example, another best example kind of thing, a smart fridge. So where it is learning itself, or otherwise it is it will inform you saying that there is a milk necessity, like the milk is about to finish in your fridge, so kindly refill your milk. Okay, that kind of smartness is being given to a machine. A fridge is a machine, like the machine is being given with that knowledge. Okay, so now supervised and unsupervised, as we have already just now we have discussed about supervised and unsupervised. Now self-supervised learning obtains supervisory signals, like it will get the signals from the data itself, right? So from the data which is being generated itself, it will extract the data. Okay, so there are again, you already know, like for example, like NLP. So we can hide a part of sentence, to predict the hidden words from the remaining words. Like there was a king, like there was someone, otherwise, so a dog has a tail, like a tail has a dog, like that. There are so many self supervised learning mechanisms are available nowadays. Like you can by telling like all women are beautiful, and I could say like Roja is a woman, then obviously our mission will say, can you predict the next sentence mean Roja is beautiful? Why? Because from the first sentence we said all women are beautiful and Roja is a woman. So which is the combination of two sentences. So Roja is beautiful. It will predict. It will predict the next sentence as well, right? Like the prediction has to be done. The predictive learning, self-supervised learning, is nothing but a predictive learning, right? So like I said, so it should not be a contradictory to my statement, right? All women are beautiful, and immediately after that Roja is a woman, then obviously Roja should be beautiful, right? In some cases maybe it won't be correct. So let's not go into the deep of the part, right? So likewise, so how we are training, if we are going to give a structured sentence to our system, or otherwise if we are going to give unstructured sentences to our machine, That depends upon the data set that which is being available or which is being collected by the machine. And irrespective of the structured or unstructured or audio data or video data, that it can be of any kind of data, right? So from any kind of data, learning has to be happened, right? So in self-supervised learning, so the system is trying to predict hidden parts of the input. Okay, like just now I said. So if I say all women are beautiful and Roja is a woman, then is Roja beautiful? If I ask a question like is Roja is beautiful? Yes, obviously your machine will answer yes, she is beautiful. Roja is beautiful. Why? Because that is the learning which has been happened previously to our machine. That is the data that which we have given to our system. Right. Now, supervised or self-supervised learning for language versus vision. Like there are so many versions, like how you are going to choose, or otherwise how you are going to differentiate. So lion and a cheetah. So both look like same color, right? So cheetah and lion. So how the prediction, like how it is going to predict the vision of the statement, like so by writing a sentence or otherwise by giving the sentences, it can identify the hidden parts of the sentences or hidden words from the sentences as well. But whereas it comes to the knowledge or otherwise it comes to the prediction of vision, like vision, in the vision first you will show you a picture of lion and say this is a lion, okay, and later we like image processing, that's what image processing and video processing nowadays, how it can identify. Okay, nowadays there is so much of research being happened, like nowadays cops are using a smart mechanism where people are not wearing mask and not wearing helmets or not wearing seat belts as well. So they are detecting automatically with the help of intelligence, like image processing. Like it is going to capture the images, and based upon the images, so it is going to predict. Or otherwise, it is going to say so 80% of accuracy rate. So where the man he is wearing his mask. Okay. So now 100% efficiently, if you wear the mask, then only you are out of COVID-19, right? So these are the challenging tasks or challenging research areas where you could find a valuable research kind of thing. Okay. So if you are interested, you can go through these results, and everything are being published in many articles. Many articles nowadays. You could see n number of conference papers or research papers. So where you can see such kind of research is going on. Right. Now coming to the learning part, like where the learning can be taken place or otherwise. So how a learning can happen. That means so learning from observations that can be done through learning agents like performance elements. So learning elements. So performance element. So which decides what action to be taken, and learning elements which will modify the performance element for better decision, right? So for this, I'm going to take a best example of a self-driving car. Okay, so how a self-driving car can be smart. Okay, how it can be smart. Let us see. We'll take that case study and discuss in detail. Now, learning agent, so it allows the agent to operate in an unknown environments, right? So known environments and unknown environments, like just now I said. So if we take the case study as an example, like self-driving car, okay, so before I talk about self-learning car in detail, let me ask you a few questions. Questions mean like, okay, I understand the problem to answer. Right now, let's take a scenario. So if you are from Vizag, okay, so if you are a native of Vizag or otherwise, if you know Vizag familiar, or otherwise if you are familiar about all the places in Vizag, so from one place to other place, if you want to go, you don't require any Google Map or any assistance to go from source to destination, right? Let us consider from Vizag to your college, MVGR. So if you want to go, if you know the route and if you are familiar about the route, how to go to the college, then you don't require any assistance, right? Directly you can go there. Okay. Say for example, if you are in an unknown place, right? So if you are in an unknown place, or for the first time you came to Vizag, and for the first time you are visiting your college, you need to learn the process, how it is going to happen, right? So just now I said learning element. Learning element means you need to learn how to reach your college, right? Say for example, let us take another scenario, like in Bangalore, you came to attend an interview in Bangalore, right? So now, before coming to Bangalore or before reaching Bangalore, you used to do some survey, right? So from where you need to start and to where you need to go, how you need to travel, whether you need to take a public transport or otherwise you need to take a private transport, or otherwise which mode of public transport you need to choose, whether metro is a good option for me, or otherwise city bus is a good option for me. This kind of survey you will do, and then you will come back. You will come to Bangalore for the first time, right? So let us suppose you are coming for the first time. Okay, like this. So learning element means by observing the environment, you need to learn automatically, right? Now as a human being, we know everything, and before we come to a new place, we used to do some survey and everything. What about a mission or an agent? Usually, we used to call our missions as agents, right? Now, what about the scenario of an agent? How a agent can do this kind of stuff? Can it browse for new content, or otherwise which place you are going? Nothing is possible for a mission or an agent, right? So agent, so usually self-supervised mission or self-supervised agent mean you need to take the robot or a machine and you need to leave it in the middle of the street. Okay. Now, if you leave the machine on the middle of the street, it starts learning from the environment. Okay. It starts learning from the environment by observing the environment and surroundings. Okay. Now, performance element, which will modify the learnings. Just now, previously I said, like learning element. So learning element modifies the performance element for better decision, whereas performance element decides what action to be taken. So without learning, just now I said, you need to learn from the surroundings. Okay. Now, after learning the knowledge from the surrounding environment, it will perform the action. Okay. Say for example, after learning, you came to know like you are standing on a footpath. Okay. Then what performance action you need to do? So it need to walk, right? It need to go front or go back or go right or go left. Okay. Depending upon the task or the action or depending upon the problem that which we have asked our agent to solve. Okay. For example, if I ask my agent to go and bring me some coffee from the coffee shop near to you, okay, then first it will observe. Okay, it will look at the possibilities of bringing a coffee from the nearby destination or nearby coffee shop. Okay, to do so, first of all, it need to learn, okay, where the coffee shop is available and how I need to reach that coffee shop or how I can reach to the coffee shop. I said it doesn't know. It is very new to the system. So just now I have learned, or otherwise I have made my system self-supervised, and I have left my agent on the road. Okay, now depending upon that, it will learn how to learn the things or how to observe the things, and then it will take the performance element into account and it will perform the action. Okay, and now from the critic and problem generator. Regarding this, I have a example. Let us move directly to that example. Right. Now these are nothing but see. So learning element which is responsible for making improvements. So for example, the learning algorithms for producing rules for logical systems are quite different from the learning algorithms for producing belief networks, right? So performance element like responsible for selecting external action, the entire agent like what action it need to do. So like critic, so learning element uses feedback from critic, how the agent is doing, how the performance element should be modified to do better in future. For example, a chess program may receive a percept indicating that it has checkmated its opponent, but it needs a performance standard to know that is a good thing or not. Okay, say for example, playing with a beginner. Okay, playing chess with a beginner, you can checkmate the beginner. That's not that's not much difficult for you to checkmate a beginner. Okay, if you are playing with an expert, then to do that. Okay, if you are doing it with a beginner, then what critic will say? Usually critics are used to criticize you, right? So critics say that's not a big deal. So the opponent is a beginner. So how come, or otherwise, what is your performance? That is not up to the mark. They can say like that, right? Now, if you are playing with an expert, then if you could checkmate the opponent, then obviously, so you will receive a critic comment stating that, yeah, good, it's a good move. Okay, like that. Now, problem generator, responsible for suggesting actions that will lead to new and informative experiences. Now, you could see, like Galileo did not think that dropping rocks from the top of a tower in Pisa was valuable in itself. So he was not trying to break the rocks, not to render pedestrians unconsciousness. Okay, so like you know about the story, like Galileo, right? So when he was dropping the rocks from the tower, so that is not his intention. Like, okay, he is not intentionally doing that. Otherwise, he was not supposed to make pedestrians unconscious also, right? Now, so now to make overall design so more centric, now let us do some example of automated taxi example, right? Now just now I said automatic autopilot car, right? Now the performance element consists of whatever collection of knowledge and procedures the taxi has for selecting its driving actions like turning, accelerating, braking, honking, and so on, like ABC in driving, like accelerator, brake, and clutch. So here, we don't have this clutch movement here, like just we are talking about AB. Okay, now the taxi goes out on the road and drives, okay, using this performance element. Okay, now the learning element formulates goals. So for example, to learn better rules describing the effects of braking and accelerating, to learn the geography of the area. So to learn how the taxi behaves on wet roads, and to learn that causes anything to other drivers. Okay, that is this kind of behavior will make the others to annoy, like annoyance to other drivers. Now the critic observations, that means the critic observes the world and passes information along the learning element. Okay, now these are the basic knowledge that an agent requires to drive a car, that is a self-driving car. Okay, that is, so it need to know about how to accelerate and how to brake and how to turn and how to honk. Honking is nothing but so whenever it is required, then only you need to do so, right? Okay, now honking, that doesn't mean, so you are supposed to honk mean if you train your agent such a way, whenever you find a vehicle standing in front of you, you need to honk. Okay, that will not work all the time, right? If you are standing in a traffic signal, okay, you are not supposed to honk, right? If you keep on honking continuously, it will make the other driver, like the vehicle driver, very annoyed, right? So such kind of things you are not supposed to do, but you need to learn by doing such kind of things only, right? That is called self-supervised learning. Okay, so how it is going to get the knowledge, right? Now, for example, so after the taxi makes a quick left turn across 3 lanes of traffic, the critic observes the shocking language used by the other drivers. Okay, now the learning element is able to formulate a new rule or a rule saying this was a bad action. Okay, now say for example, if you are driving on the right of the road, okay, after 3 lanes you need to take the left turn, right? Now suddenly you cannot take the left turn, right? Now if you are driving 3 lanes before, like 3 lanes right to the left turning, first of all you need to change your lane by lane, okay, one by one. From 3 you need to come to 1, from 1 you need to come to like 3 to 2, and again 2 to 1, and again 1 to left turn you need to take. Okay, so if you take such type of sudden turning, then the critic will observe from the other drivers, hey, are you mad? So why are you doing like that? So such kind of words will be used, okay, and which will make a new rule saying that, so before 3 lines I was not supposed to take a sudden left turn. Okay, this is what the intelligence that which your agent will learn. Okay, now so the learning element is able to formulate a rule saying that there was a bad action, and the performance element is modified by installing the new rule. Now occasionally the problem generator kicks in with a suggestion saying that try taking 7th Avenue uptown this time and see if it is faster than the normal route. Okay, now this is a problem generator kind of thing which is used to make our agent smart, or otherwise to give new options or new experiences to our agent. It will make our agent learn new things. Okay, usually it is taking some other route other than the 7th Avenue uptown. Okay, uptown, right? Now our problem generator will suggest a new route. Why can't you take 7th Avenue uptown this time, and let us see how the traffic is. Okay, so the route that which it used to follow is different than the 7th Avenue uptown route now. Okay, now your problem generator is suggesting your agent to take the new route such that it will learn. If the traffic is less comparatively to the previous route, then from the next time it can choose the same 7th Avenue uptown route, which makes the traffic very less. Now, so the element is also responsible for improving the efficiency of the performance element. For example, when asked to make a trip to a new destination, the taxi might take a while to consult its map and plan the best routes. So, but the next time a similar trip is requested, the speed up planning process should be much faster. So this is called speed up learning. That means, say for example, just now I said, so from Bangalore Majestic to some Yelahanka destination, I need to go. For the first time, if I ask the taxi driver, obviously he will check for the possible routes. Okay. Now, for the second time, if same route is being asked, then he will not take much time to check for the possible routes available, right? So this is called speed up learning. So here is what a general model of learning agents. Like here, performance standards, you could see performance standards. So from environment with the help of sensors, it will sense the data, and then it is given to the critic. So if critic says, based upon the feedback of the critic, it will be given to learning element, and then it makes necessary changes to the performance element, and then after necessary changes done at the performance element, so it will be again given back as a knowledge to your learning element, and then finally the learning goals are given to your problem generator. Okay, now here sensing is nothing but you need to sense the environment, right? Okay, after sensing you need to drive. Okay, you need to take left or right. After sensing that there is no other vehicle next to you or left to you, you can take a left turn. That is sensing, and activating is taking right turn. Okay, which should be done with the help of the learning happened to the agent. So finally, so I came to conclude my talk for today. Like so much of progression in self-supervised or supervision is happening in recent years. So there is still a long way to go until this method can help us otherwise to uncover the dark matter of artificial intelligence, right? Now, self-supervision is one step on the path of human-level intelligence. So, but there are surely many steps that lie behind this one as well. Now, long-term progress will be cumulative, as everyone knows that. So that's why many are committed to work collaboratively with the broader artificial intelligence community to achieve so our day-to-day goals. Okay, so one day building machines with human level intelligence. Okay, that is our final mission. So final goal is to make a mission which can clear Turing test. Okay, now so much of research is being publicly available and being published in top conferences and reputed journals as well. Okay, so if you are really interested to work on, yes, you are have plenty of opportunities available, and you can go through this research areas and you can work on. So, and one more thing I forgot to discuss about is applications of artificial intelligence. Right. So, starting from astronomy, there are many applications like AI is in healthcare, AI is in gaming, and AI is in finance. So AI is in data security, and AI is being used in social media. So AI is being used in travel and transport. So AI in automotive industries. Okay. So AI in robotics, right? So AI in entertainment. So AI in agriculture, and even AI is in e-commerce, and AI is in agriculture, education, right? There are plenty of applications of AI nowadays. Okay, the one and only thing is so where you need to use and how you need to use and what you need to use. You need to think of that and you need to take a decision accordingly. Okay, now so with this, concluding my talk of today. Right now, once again, I'd like to thank Dr. Satish and IEEE Vizag Bay for giving me this wonderful opportunity to deliver a talk. So any questions from the participants, you can ask for questions, or otherwise you can close for talk for today. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
really thank Dr. Rajakumar Garu, and really it's a fantastic session for all the participants. I hope it was clear. If anyone having any queries and all, you can mail to me so that I can send the same to Rajkumar. So thank you very much for all the participants. Thanks a lot.